Hey guys, today I'm going to be filming my main planner spread for the last week in August, which is crazy. I can't believe we're already there. I'm going to be using this Scribble Prints Co kit. It is in the old format, so I went ahead and also pulled out I pulled out my things so I can have a second habit tracker, and then I also pulled out these labels and doctors from Planner Kate to go up there, because if I don't have date covers, that's what I've been doing, and if I do have date covers, I use the Scribble Prints Co little things. But since my main planner videos have been more like foundational and less actual planning, my mock or like my memory keeping spread has been more of my like in-depth, no white space, here's everything I did this week. I thought this would be a good plan with me to do as a Q&A plan with me, and I have a ton of Q's that need to be A'd because I asked for questions on both of my giveaway videos, and I have a lot. So I think today I'm just going to go through my YouTube ones. So let me pull that up. Okay, so I pulled up my YouTube comments because my YouTube giveaway has been closed for a while now. So I'm still like getting questions on Instagram. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through, and if there's a lot of these that are duplicate, and I'm just going to answer them once and skip over them for the sake of brevity. But if you have any questions about like what stickers I'm using or something, if I'm not talking enough about the planning, just feel free to ask down below. But the first question I have is from HR Dylan 1980. You recently mentioned you got engaged and married pretty quickly because of your husband's schedule. I was wondering how you and your husband met and what your courtship was like. I've had a very long dating and engagement period myself, so I'm always curious about others' experiences. My husband and I met at the end of our senior year of college. We were in a population genetics class, and we both were sitting in the back. We were two of the only undergrads in the class, so that was kind of how we met, just because we were sitting together in the back and almost everyone else was a grad student, and we were taking it because we wanted a 4-credit-hour class without a lab, because zoology labs, it'll be like 1 credit hour, but it'll be like 8 hours of your week, and so neither one of us wanted to take a lab as a second semester senior. So we met, and I had actually just broken up with someone else, and I was not looking for a relationship, but Joe was persistent. So we ended up dating. We dated long distance for a year because he started medical school and I did not live here. Then I moved up here and started my master's program the next year, and we got engaged after I had finished my master's program. So we had been together for 2.5 years and we got engaged, and then we got married 6 months later because of my husband's break schedule. We didn't, he wasn't going to have enough time off during the summer for us to realistically get married because of how he had scheduled stuff. So like Christmas break, unless like we wanted to get married on a weekend, and then he'd literally go back to work on Monday, which neither one of us wanted to do. So yeah, that was how we ended up getting married. We like didn't decide we were getting married in January until like towards the end of August. So we planned our wedding super fast. In a way, I'm actually kind of glad that that's what we chose to do, because I think I would have gone crazy if I had had months and months of like having to make decisions. Doing it so quickly just forced me to make decisions immediately and not hem and haw and like worry so much about whether or not I'd made the right choices, if that makes sense. So yeah, and let me get this up under there. Alright, and then I'm going to grab another one. Actually, this like peach color is almost exactly the same as that, so that works out well. And then did I answer the question? yeah. So, Ariel Renee asks, okay, so my birthday is very soon after yours, and it makes me feel 1,000% better. You're already thinking about what kit. Okay, she didn't actually ask a question. What are your favorite things about planning? Honestly, I just find it very soothing. I am a very anxious person, and I've been very honest about struggling with anxiety. And so planning is just, it's a distraction for me. It's something soothing. It's something I can do when I'm feeling anxious. Like I've always been a planner in the sense that I have always had calendars. I always write everything down. I've always made to-do lists, but planning with stickers, I just find to be a very soothing experience for me. And pardon my voice, it's like super scratchy right now. And I don't know why. So that's, like, I just love having that time to sit down and use my stickers. So, yeah. Then let me put this down. What's the next question? Okay, not a question. Do you have a favorite Disney film? Yes, my favorite is Sleeping Beauty. It has been my favorite since I was a little kid. I love Merryweather. I felt like a connection with Merryweather because both of us just love the color blue and want to eat food all the time. So Merryweather is like my Disney spirit animal. And Sleeping Beauty was also one of the only, I got it on like VHS for, I want to say, like my 13th birthday or something, but it was one of the only movies we didn't have as like a VHS when I was a kid. My mom had every Disney movie except for Sleeping Beauty, so before like libraries rented movies out, we used to get it from Blockbuster, and it would be like a special occasion thing. So I think that's part of why it's my favorite, because it was a treat. Okay, what is your favorite thing about planning? How did you get into planning, and what was the first ever kit that you used? I got into planning through YouTube and watching Andrea's videos. I stumbled across them, and I had always been like, I knew what an Erin Condren planner was because I'd been like looking at other planners, because I had been a diehard Lily planner user all through college, and I was looking to see like what else was out there, and I started watching Andrea's videos, and then around the same time Elle Fowler started doing videos too, but like she wasn't doing like things where she was showing stickers and stuff, but I was like, I definitely want to do that. But it was, I found Andrea's videos first, and I watched her videos like non-stop that whole spring. I would just like watch things over and over again. And then the first kit I ever used was just like a mishmash of stuff. It was like nautical July colors. I don't even remember. How often, I see that you shop a lot of the same shops over and over. How often do you go off the beaten path and check out new shops? Do you go exclusively by what is recommended or what you see in other videos? Do you shop lesser known shops as well? I usually just will, like, if someone recommends a shop, like if I see someone whose opinion I trust recommends a shop, I'll check them out. Every once in a while I've seen something on Instagram and tried them out, but I really like the shops that I use, and I haven't really felt compelled to, I should like probably put stickers down while I'm talking, compelled to try new things. I guess I try like new shops occasionally, but they're always shops that are recommended, just because I don't like the idea of, I'm going to put a to-do instead of a to-go, because I'm not going to be able to use the to-do anywhere else. And then let's grab the fat washi maybe. need a bigger piece of washi. Does that fit? No. Well, floop. Let's put the watermelon down, and then I'm gonna grab like a really skinny piece of this honeydew color. I don't know, I really like the shops that I use, and I don't like to buy tons and tons and tons of duplicates. Like, I know what kind of laundry stickers I like to use, and I know what kind of, you know, whatever stickers I like to use. I don't want to have 20 different laundry stickers from 20 different shops. So I really like certain styles of planning, and that's why I stick with the shops I like. I do try out new ones from time to time, but my big purchases are usually from shops that I know and love. What's your favorite Etsy shop / stickers to use weekly? My favorite shops are probably, for kits, probably Scribble Prints Co. And then for functional, probably Planner Kate. And I like Coffee Monsters Co. just for like fun, like functional and decorative mixed together. I have a lot of favorite shops. It just really depends on what I use weekly. There's almost always a little bit of Sweet Kawaii Design. There's almost always at least one or two Planner Gems, one or two Coffee Monsters Co. A lot of Scribble Prints Co. A lot of Planner Kate for functional stuff. Yeah, those are probably the ones that are in pretty much every week. So, who inspired you to start planning with stickers? Andrea. Other than stickers, what planner items are a must for you? Do you hoard washi or pens? I'm not a big washi person, other than I have my Stellars that I use for coloring. Actually, that's why I bought them. I didn't buy them for my planner. I bought them to color with them. And then the Stellars don't write well on certain glossy stickers. It like screws them up. I'm going to do my to-do at the top. I should probably put the ombre down first. Okay. Okay. And I do like my, the pen I've been using, the Papermate Inkjoy 0.5. I have a bunch of multicolors at work because I like to use those at work, but I just use my black in my planner. So I'm not really big into any of that other stuff. I don't really use washi. I have a few rolls, but favorite Etsy, I already did that. How did you do that? Since you mentioned Cursed Child, what did you think about it? I don't want to spoil anyone who hasn't gotten the chance to read it. It was not my favorite. I think there were some huge continuity errors, and I can tell that it was her story, but she did not write that script. And there are some major, major issues with things that happen that do not fit into what we've been told in the other books. And that really bothers me that they had, I mean, when she wrote the books, they had someone whose whole job was just to ensure continuity, like a continuity editor, and why they wouldn't have had someone do that for the play. And I get that it's different and you can't go as in-depth in a play as you can in a book. I would have loved to, instead of what they did, have seen a play dealing with Harry as an adult and Harry like dealing with his clearly abusive childhood and how that impacts his parenting and how he struggles to connect with his son. And I feel like that could have been a really interesting thing to see on stage, to see those human emotions played out. And instead they tried to tackle that with a mechanic that I don't think worked. I don't know. I'm sure it would be awesome to see on stage. I'm sure that it would be cool to see the special effects that they use, but I was really, really underwhelmed with it, and it felt like I was reading bad fan fiction, and I was disappointed. I'm very excited for the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I think a big problem with the play was also that there was a whole lot of story crammed into a very short amount of time. And I think there's a difference with the movies because Warner Brothers will pretty much let her do whatever she wants and take as long as she needs to tell a story because it means more money and more movies for them. So a play is limiting in that, and a movie is not. So that is my thoughts on that. I could go into a lot more detail about specific problems, but I won't because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. My favorite color combination, I really like reds and blues, or like corals and blues together. So like June, July colors were my favorite. In the old colors of Erin Condren. The first planner channel I watched was Andrea. What makes fall your favorite season? I just really like the weather. I like when it's cooler. I've never been a huge fan of summer. As I've gotten older, I do like summer more than I used to, but still just not a huge summer fan. I like the trees. I like, you know, cool breezes. I like back to school. I was the only person when I was a kid. I loved going back to school. I didn't hate school. I liked school. I always got bored during the summer. What is your current job and how did you end up there? I work at a library. I've been subbing within the library system, as you all know, for over a year, and I got hired in as a full-time position. I won't say what branch I'm at, but it is a branch I like, and I'm very happy to be there, and I'm glad it finally worked out. What inspired you to make videos and how you started to plan? I already talked about how I started. Making videos was pretty much like, I watched other people do it and I was like, I could do that. And I've always been interested in, I've always been a big YouTube person in terms of watching videos. Growing up, was a very early adopter for YouTube. I would watch, I think I've watched like Philip DeFranco for 10 years when he used to do like black and white, and he was a total D-bag and he wore his hat backwards in like his parents' basement. I watched the Vlog Brothers, like Hank and John Green, before, like when they only had like 2,000 subscribers. I've just always been into YouTube culture, and so I've always, in the back of my mind, like thought if there was ever something unique that I could do videos on, I would love to do videos. And I watched other planner videos and I'm like, I could do that. Like that, I don't have to be in front of the camera. I don't have to like, I don't know, it struck me as something that I could do. And I was also subbing at the time, and I was looking for a hobby to fill the extra hours in my week since I did not have a full-time job, and that's how I started. When did you finally find your planner piece, like the style you use now? So I've definitely felt very like planner piece-y for a while. Like, let's see. This was like the start at the beginning of July. Was it into June some too? This spread, I really liked this spread too. Like you can see, I really loved this spread. I'd say June, not so much this, but like this one a little bit. Like you can see towards the end of spring, beginning of summer, my style started to change a little bit. From like, I don't know, maybe other people can't see it, but I started doing a little bit more plan as I go, like in here, and then I loved this spread. And then this was like white space, and then this I did a lot of plan as I go in it. This I didn't end up using. I used my black and white one because I did this and then it just was like too duochrome, and I was like, I don't want to look at this for a week. It was a cute kit, but I shouldn't have done white space with it. This was all plan as I go, and then from there on out, everything's been plan as I go. So that it took me like almost a year of planning though to get to that point. How do you budget for the kids and planner supplies you buy? Quite honestly, I do not really budget all that much. I know that's bad, but I don't like to buy duplicate stuff, and that's part of why I stick to the shops I know I love. And I also do make a little bit of money from YouTube, which helps offset some of the costs, but not a huge amount. But it's my only hobby. I don't spend, I'm not a big shopper for anything else. I don't buy a lot of clothes. Like, I actually have bought clothes for the first time in about 2 years this fall, and it's just been stuff to wear to work. Like, I bought some work pants and stuff because I needed, when I was subbing and I would only be at a place 1 day a week, I could wear the same outfits like kind of over and over again because I was going to different places, so it wasn't like the same people were seeing me in the same 4 outfits every, or 3 outfits every week. So I needed a little more variety in my dress wardrobe. So this is pretty much like my only big splurgy thing. So Coffee Monsters Co. says, do you see yourself as a valuable member of the potato pack? Yes, and I would say if I was a potato, then the potato I would be would probably be like those little baby Redskin potatoes. That would be what potato I would be, because I know that's an important answer that everyone needed to know. What makes a shop stand out to you? How do you decide which shop to try out? I think something that's unique, and when I'm looking for like kits, I pretty much, like, I buy stuff from like Evie Co. and Scribble Prints Co. and Planner Kate and Glam Planner, but when it comes to, like, I'm not really looking for other shops to buy kits from, but when it comes to like functional / decorative stuff, like the kind of stuff that like Coffee Monsters Co. and that sort of thing does, like in Once More with Love and that sort of vibe, I look for stuff that's original, stuff that has good reviews. I like seeing it on Instagram. Like, that's half the time when I go buy those kinds of stickers. It's because I follow them on Instagram and I've seen them use them over and over and over again, and I'm like, I love how that looks. But honestly, just having something that's unique and fun, and I like some of the stickers that are sassy, like the Once More with Love, like the ones that say like fuck healthy eating, or the Coffee Monsters, like the shit I have to do and all that. I like some of those snarky, sassy ones. Top 5 functional icon stickers. I might actually like not finish out the little things. I'm debating. I think I might just leave it open, as I've been doing, like, so I can do like as I go. Alright. I'm just gonna put all my full boxes up here then. Well, one of those things is crooked. If you could only buy from one shop for the rest of your life, which sticker shop would it be? It would probably be Scribble Prints Co. because she does have functional, and I love her kits. Her kits are probably my favorite, and I love her multicolored functional stuff, and that would probably be if like someone for some reason was like holding a gun to my head making me pick a sticker shop. My favorite washi tape that I own, I don't have a lot of washi tape, but if I had to pick a favorite, would probably be, I don't know, like, where's the bird washi? It's somewhere. I have this really pretty, like, vintagey looking bird washi. I like that a lot. I've used that in a couple spreads. My favorite meal to make is probably, I don't know. To make, my favorite thing to make is bechamel sauce. I don't care, like, if I'm actually eating it with anything. I love the process of making bechamel. It is one of my favorite things to do, and I find it to be truly magical. I love making a roux. I love the whole process. I also really enjoy beating butter and sugar together to get like that creamy, perfect whipped consistency. That is just, I truly enjoy that process. But bechamel is probably my favorite thing to make, which is basically like the sauce base. Like if you're making a mac and cheese, it's usually pretty close to a bechamel. The idea, at least, of like making a roux and then like slowly adding in, you know, the milk or cream or whatever, and then usually you melt cheese in it to make like a mac and cheese sauce. But I've made bechamel for like lasagna or different things, and every time I make a bechamel, I'm like, this is just, I love making bechamels. Don't ask me why. Apparently they're supposed to be hard to make, but I succeeded the first time I made one, and it's never been something I've struggled with. Also, always add, whenever you're doing anything that's like a bechamel type based sauce, add a dash of nutmeg. It makes everything better. Even mac and cheese. It sounds weird. Add a dash, if you make homemade mac and cheese sauce, like from that method, add a dash of nutmeg if you're not, because it will make your mac and cheese better. It sounds weird, but it's true. Do you prefer Erin Condren or So Much Crafting inserts? Definitely Erin Condren. My favorite kit or spread I've used so far, I've had a lot of, like, I feel like every week has been a new favorite. I loved this one. And then I really liked this spread. But other than that, like going back, I really enjoyed my September Galaxy Star Wars spread that I did like a year ago. Would I ever open my own shop? Absolutely not. Never. I'm not crazy. I will not do that. How did you... I already answered that. How many different planners do you use? I use two. I use this for like my day-to-day planning stuff, and then I have a fitness planner that I use to track my workouts and my mileage, and then I also do all my YouTube to-dos in there because otherwise it would take over this planner, and I like to keep this for everything else. So like my other one is sort of like a hobby planner, I guess. Okay. Flipping this over to put more full boxes down. How did you get into planning? Did you decorate and go to school ever? No. When I was in school, like, decorative planning wasn't a thing, if that makes sense. It just wasn't around. So I did not do decorative planning. I used my I used my Lily Pulitzer planner then. It was a horizontal like style planner. It was structured kind of similarly to the horizontal, except there were lines in it. If I was in school now, I'd probably do a more like Planner Kate, or the more functional. So like if you wanted inspiration like Instagram, check out Planner Kate. Check out like Jen Plans if you're not already following her, because I'm pretty sure that's like a requirement of owning a planner, is like must subscribe to Jen DeFore. And then blah, 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 blah. Wow, my brain just like fell out of my head. Okay, let me go to my like home and see if I can find, ooh, Planner Kate's new releases are live. I'm gonna have to go check those out. I follow some other people. I should probably just look at the people I'm following. There's this girl who does like pretty much all pen with just a few stickers. Sarah Bopera. That's her, like, Instagram name. And Stuff Plans. I really like following people that do, like, super functional planning because it makes me, like, happy. But I also really like doing decorative. And if you're, like, into bullet, like, check out the Coffee Monsters and A Paperella Story. They do, like, really cool bullet journaling. Okay, I digress. What am I doing? So I want to do my weekend banner. And I guess I'll do it across, like, I want to put down maybe the matte washi first and then do the full boxes underneath it. Or I could cut this in, maybe I'll cut this in half because it has like a white background. And then if it's not perfect, it's okay because I can like layer the full boxes. Let's make sure I'm still recording. What is your dream job growing up? Growing up, I always wanted to be a librarian, so I'm happy. I'm kind of like living my dream job right now. My dream place to live would probably be, if it wasn't so darn expensive, I think it would be cool to live in California, but like I would really love to move back to Columbus. I really miss Columbus. I lived there like in high school and then, you know, all the summers like in college and stuff, and I really miss it. Which way was this on there? I'm gonna do it like that. I just really like that area of Ohio. Alright, so there's the weekend. And then I can fill this out. Oh, I can, on Wednesday I can put down my to clean. How has your planning style changed since you first started? I'm definitely more plan as I go, and I incorporate like more shops into a spread, and I don't put so much like down in the little things. I don't know. I really like how I plan more than I used to. Where do you get your creativity from? Mom, dad, are you just naturally talented? I don't know that putting down stickers qualifies as being naturally talented, but my grandma's an interior designer, and I've always been interested in, or at least I care about, like, the aesthetics of things. My mom's like that. So I don't know if we're creative as much as we just like things to look nice. So that's probably why I get so into decorative planning. I do need to put like my little spray bottle down, but it can't go over the top of that, so I'll just have to do it like that. And then my favorite book is probably How the Grinch Stole Christmas, like children's book. I love How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And then, what did you make the bed, read a book? Okay. I'm gonna move this over here while I'm... My favorite movie is Legally Blonde. My favorite word is... I don't know. My favorite fruit is watermelon. My favorite animal is panda. My favorite wine. During the summer, I really like Riesling or a slightly sweet white. And then during the winter, it's really nice to cozy up with like a glass of, you know, Cab or Merlot. I'm not too picky about wine. I'll drink pretty much anything. I do not like Chardonnay though. That is the only wine. I don't like oaky white. It just, I don't know, I don't like Chardonnay. Do you think planning with stickers has really helped you become more productive or organized? Yeah, for me it has, because I like the completion of checking everything off, so I get stuff done that I maybe wouldn't have if I was just writing things down on a piece of paper that I could throw away at the end of the day and pretend like it never happened. So I would say it has. And it's nice to be able to look back and see, like, the last time I cleaned the bathroom or the last time I vacuumed. Where do you get healthy meal inspo? Any cookbooks you recommend? I really like Skinny Tastes blog. I really like Inspiralized. Andy Mitchell, who wrote a book about her recovery from binge eating disorder called It Was Me All Along. She just put out a book called In the Middle. There's like Lexi's Clean Kitchen or Lexi's Clean Eating Kitchen or something like that. I really like her blog. Tone It Up has good meals. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Who started your love of books and literature? No, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Siri just like came on. So 925. My mom was always big on reading to us when we were kids, but I started reading really young. I'm like not trying to toot my own horn. I don't think I'm something special, but I was like gifted as a kid, and I started reading when I was like 2, 3. I actually, in kindergarten, I was reading like, you know, middle grade chapter books or older. Like, I could read anything. It was just like stuff didn't interest me if it was too old. And kids accused me of not being able to read and faking it. And then they'd ask me to read lines, and of course they couldn't read. So I'd like read what it said, and they'd be like, that we don't actually know that's what it says, so like you could just be lying. And I remember crying in my kindergarten class and my teacher having to tell kids that I could read and that I wasn't lying, and they were not very nice about it. So I have to do this too. But I've always just loved books. I've always loved getting lost in a story. My grandpa really liked to read. He had a ton of books in their house, so probably get it from him, so to speak. But my mom was really influential in always reading to us and encouraging reading, and even though she wasn't a big reader herself, she did all the right things for us. I love how you do a fitness spread in your planner. How do you stay motivated to actually work out besides just getting to decorate it and put it in your planner? Again, I like having things checked off, and I like having that completion. That's probably like a big motivator for me. If I can spell sink. This is so janky. Alright, let me write this out. And having it like in its own special place, like it makes it a priority. You know, it's something that I've put a lot of time and effort into. And then I stay motivated. I just do it first thing in the morning when I work out. Like, unless it's a day off and I can work out anytime during the day, I will work out before I go to work. That way nothing else in my day can get in the way of me working out, because that's the only way I'm going to do it. And then orchids. I don't know what I did right, but one of my orchids is reblooming. I've never had an orchid rebloom before, but I'm not arguing, so it can keep doing its own thing. Is there anything else? I think my brother and my sister-in-law are coming to stay this weekend, but I'm not sure if they're coming Friday or Saturday, so I'll wait to do that. So I'll answer one more question and then I'll close the video out. So a lot of these are like pretty repetitive. How did you plan / organize in college? Do you have any of your old planners from college? Yes, I actually have all of my planners from college, and I was attached at the hip to my planner. I used to have a pencil pouch of La Pen pens that I carried around, and I would color coordinate things. And I had my Lily planner, and then I also had a little mini like hardbound Vera Bradley notebooks. I worked at a Vera Bradley store and I got them for like $3 each or something. They were on sale, and then we got like a big discount on top of it. And so I had a stack of those that I would like go through, and I would write all my grocery lists and all my to-do lists, and I'd sit down and like color coordinate days of the week and my classes, and I'd write lists for all the assignments I had to do each week and like what day everything was due. So I've always been really organized and into writing lists and using a planner, because I've seen like some people say they didn't get into planning until they did decorative planning, but I've always been a big planner user. So one more question. What are your hobbies other than planning? Pretty much just reading and working out. That's like my time goes to those things like throughout a day, and cooking. That's pretty much all I do other than sleeping is I read, I cook, I work out, and I plan. So that's like my whole life. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I was able to answer some of your questions. I'm just like scrolling through to make sure I didn't miss like some amazing question. How old are you? I'm 26. I'm turning 27 in October. I can't stop answering questions. So many of them are like pretty much the same. So I feel like I've touched on like 95% of what was asked. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know this was a little different, but this is just last week's. I don't think I showed this at the beginning, or if I did, I haven't finished. Obviously, I'm filming this on Friday because I'm off. So yeah, this is like how this week turned out. It's an A Co kit. I think it's really cute. I have not had like as crazy of a week. I feel like I had so much going on this week, and then this week has just been like way more chill and not a lot going on, and like not a lot of house stuff or to-dos or that sort of thing. So I was about to end the video, and then I realized I hadn't finished putting down my husband's work hours at the top. So I'll answer one more question. While I'm doing this, let's find a good question. Let's see. Why do you prefer no white space planning over white space planning? I don't necessarily. I usually just like using the kits that I have, and so I think I'm going to do like this hot pink and then the blue. So I'll do that, and then this hot pink. I think that'll be cool. I just like being able to utilize a whole kit, and I like the aesthetic of no white space, but I have done white space spreads, and my spreads have gotten a little more eclectic as I've been doing more plan as I go. And then my like memory keeping spreads tend to be my classic, no white space sort of look. But yeah, I don't know, I like both of them, but I just like decorative planning a lot too. I think this just like comes more naturally to me whenever I do white space planning. It feels harder. I don't know why. You would think using fewer stickers would be easier, but this is just how my brain likes to do it. So yes, all right. Thank you guys for watching for reals this time, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!